Hello and welcome. This is a 15-episode journey inspired by the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, a book that has challenged how millions of people think about money, work, and freedom. Today, you are watching episode 1 of 15. Most people think their financial problems come from not earning enough. Rich Dad, Poor Dad starts with a sharper, stranger truth. The biggest barrier is not your salary, it is your programming. Long before you ever touch real money, you absorb ideas about money. You inherit them from parents, teachers, friends, and the culture. Then you spend years living inside those ideas like they are laws of nature. From childhood, we are handed a script and told it is the safe path. Go to school, get good grades, find a stable job, work hard, save money, retire someday. It sounds responsible and logical, almost moral. Yet for millions of people, it turns into stress, debt, and a quiet feeling of being trapped. The book does not mock hard work. It questions the direction hard work is pointed toward. Kiyosaki frames the lesson with two fathers, two voices, two sets of instructions. One father, the poor dad, is educated, well-meaning, and respected. He believes security comes from a profession and a paycheck. He sees risk as danger. He sees mistakes as shame. He believes money problems are solved by working harder, asking for a raise, and cutting expenses. He is not lazy or foolish. He is simply faithful to the script. The other father, the rich dad, sees the same world and reaches a different conclusion. He believes security is not a job. Security is skill. Security is understanding. Security is the ability to create value and control cash flow. He treats mistakes as tuition. He expects fear to show up, but he refuses to let fear drive. He teaches that the goal is not a bigger paycheck. The goal is freedom. Both men live in the same country. Both deal with the same economy. They do not have different luck. They have different beliefs. And beliefs, when repeated daily, become behavior. Behavior becomes lifestyle. Lifestyle becomes destiny. That is why mindset is the first asset. Before you build a business, buy a property, or invest a single pound, you are building the mental factory that will either create wealth or destroy it. Here's the wake-up point the book hits hard. A job is not safety. A job is an agreement to trade time for money. The moment you stop trading time, the money stops. That is not freedom. It is dependency with better branding. Rich Dad warns that a paycheck can become addictive. Once you need it to survive, fear takes the steering wheel. Fear of losing the job. Fear of looking stupid. Fear of starting over. Fear of rejection. Fear makes people cling to routine even when the routine is slowly crushing them. This is not a call to quit your job. It is a call to stop worshiping your job. A job can be useful. A job can fund your learning. A job can provide starting capital. But a job should not be your identity, and it should not be your plan. The plan, Rich Dad argues, is to build and collect assets. Financial education is the bridge between those two worlds. Schools teach you how to read and write, but they rarely teach you how money behaves. Most people can tell you their salary, yet cannot explain the difference between an asset and a liability. They can tell you the price of a car, yet cannot explain why buying it might keep them poor. They are taught to chase income, not to understand cash flow. They are taught to fear debt, but not to understand leverage. They are taught to be employable, not to be financially intelligent. The book simplifies the battlefield with one concept: the rat race. People work to pay bills. Bills increase, so people work more. Income rises, and expenses rise with it. Promotions look like progress, but often they deepen the trap. A bigger house demands bigger payments. A newer car demands bigger insurance. A higher status lifestyle demands constant feeding. People end up earning more and feeling poorer because they have built a machine that eats everything they bring home. Rich Dad's escape route is not work harder. It is think differently. Start asking what puts money into your pocket even when you are not working. Assets, businesses, investments, property, systems, skills, relationships, anything that creates cash flow without requiring you to be the one pushing every button every hour. Building assets takes time, learning, patience, and discipline. It also takes emotional control, because fear will try to talk you out of every step. That is why Rich Dad treats mindset as capital. If fear controls you, you will choose comfort over growth. If pride controls you, you will refuse to learn. If impatience controls you, you will chase quick wins and ignore foundations. The book keeps returning to one mental move that changes everything. Replace "I can't afford it" with "How can I afford it?" The first phrase shuts your brain down. The second forces your brain to wake up. It turns a wall into a problem to solve. It trains you to look for options, skills, partners, better deals, new income streams, and smarter structures. Episode 1 is your wake-up call. You do not need permission to start thinking like an owner. You do not need a perfect plan to begin financial education. You need a decision, to stop repeating the script and start rewriting it. When your thinking changes, your actions change. When your actions change, your results change. Money follows the mind, not the other way around. Rich Dad also advises you to work for learning, not just earning. Take roles that teach sales, communication, negotiation, leadership, and basic accounting. Those skills raise your value in any economy, even if one job disappears. The Poor Dad mindset asks, "How much will they pay me?" The Rich Dad mindset asks, "What will this teach me? And how will I use it to buy or build my next asset?" That question turns ordinary work into training. If this episode helped you see money differently, please like this video so more people can discover it. Leave a comment and share your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next episode. Thank you, and I'll see you in episode 2.